Okay, I'm back. Alright. I don't really remember what I was talking about, but getting back to the going to the crystal. I'm actually going to run this quest twice. Because this quest doesn't normally drop anything. There's no chest, but on higher difficulties there's a chance for a named Swagan to spawn, which gives you a chest. I'm not going to fight it just for that chest. There's something else, but well, if it pops. It's one of the main things I wanted to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about until I actually have reason to. Because otherwise, these videos would just be me standing around talking. So, time to concentrate, because I'm defending a crystal. No idea what that sound effect was about. It's been playing a lot recently, and with absolutely no reason. And there it was again. I'm starting to wonder.
You have slain the last cultist, thus protecting the Caneth Crystal and saving Korthos.
Hero, it is on the people's lips as you walk by. Cautious looks have become friendly nods. Then word comes that your presence is requested in the tavern.
No, the tavern can wait. I want to get this named enemy dead.
Ahead is the cell.
There's a certain kind of item I'm hoping for, but that won't. Why I'm looking for it won't become relevant until I reach Storm Reach.
Shadows approach those who would doom Korthos by destroying it.
He's gonna spawn, that's gonna be soon. I'm pretty sure the spawn chance is higher on the lead, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to do that now. Must have something to do with rolling and killing on a natural 20. Doesn't look like he's gonna spawn. Oh well. Yeah, notice how they took more hits, dealt more damage, and the casters had more spells. That's why I generally tend to run on normal, because that extra level is fairly painful. It's worse in Storm Rage because the basic quests there usually involve a lot of kobolds, which come with kobold shamans. Kobold shamans, on hard and elite, can cast Hold Person. Hold Person is a good way to get killed. Now that I finish this, I am going to have to open up the store. That's going to be annoying. There's a good chance I'm just not going to really care about my username. But yeah, it turns out the Gravekeeper from the first quest is actually basically selling out the village. He's basically pulling a Benny from the mummy. The right hand of the devil is immune from his wrath. And, you know, all that stupidity. But at the end of this, I'm going to get another weapon. And I need to check that. I think I might be able to get something that will do... Yeah, worse, I can get a bow. Now, this one's got 3 in it, so... in case that got garbled by me letting go of the Z button at the wrong time. This quest actually has 3 chests in it. It's honestly one of the better ones. And here comes the first one. And I get a shield good for resisting fire, which isn't all that useful right now. No one uses fire. Oh well. It's money.
Storm. Now, after that traitorous Jacoby Drexelhand, he must have fled into the cellar. Drexelhand isn't...
I just want to see if I can actually find the secret door. Hey, I found it. No experience boost. Oh well. And here's chest number 2. I don't think I got 4. And I already found a better longsword. Huh. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and equip that now. You know, I don't get the extra fire damage, but it was a single point, so... I am going to be keeping the fire sword until after I finish this area, because there's a few ice-related enemies that is going to be useful against. And here's chest number 3. Guess this only happens on the occasional 20. Dwarven axe, money, because I can't use it. I'm not a dwarf. I'm not going to waste the feet on being proficient with it. This should be the last room, and it is. Chances are what I have been kind of hinting at around this is going to pop up after this. But we'll find out. And no, not yet. But yeah, this is the last chest, and nothing I need to care about. I got a freaking hair dye already? That was fast. Not that I care, I've got the hair color I want. So, but it should be worthwhile in a minute when I actually get the Storm Reach and can auction stuff. Alright, yeah, that's what I was worried about. There's a longsword, right? Yeah.
Temporarily. It's time to take the fight to the Sahuagin, out in the wilds of Korthos Island.
The quest I just picked up is meant to show you, hey, this is how the DDO store works. This is where you go to buy stuff. Some of it good, a lot of it pointless. But, so let's get to that. And pardon the stupid username. None of the ones I normally would use don't exist. Or, I've already used. Good healing. But yeah, this is going to be why. I do kind of wish. That wasn't on sale because it makes things a little more complex. Because it's not as even as I'd like it to be, but. Well. Can't really change it. But the main reason to do that is because I get a Cyber Starter Cake. Or Spirit Cake. Which basically lets me resurrect myself, even when I'm dead. It's really useful. I try to avoid it. No, avoid using it, that is. But it's on a level. And this is going to be a boring level. So all I do is drop skill points in. Now I get lay on hands. And I get a bonus to saves equal to my charisma bonus. I think the text on that is wrong. Because from the look of it, it's the maximum bonus you can get from your charisma is 2 plus 3 times your paladin level. So right now I'm still technically level 1. So if I had this ability, my max bonus would be plus 5. There's no way. Okay, there is a way, but it's incredibly complex and I can't access it on this character. There's one way to have a 20 charisma at level 1, which involves having luck with a number of the early adventure packs, which involves getting a plus 2 charisma item with a minimum level of 1. somehow getting it onto your level 1 character, which involves starting on... you'll see later. Involves starting elsewhere. So that's... And you gotta have an 18 charisma after character creation, which... Unless you're going with a 36-point build, which requires a lot of work to get to, there's no way you're gonna be able to do that without crippling your character. But yeah, I'm level 2. And doing that so I can finish that by the end of this level. And I came up with an idea yesterday while playing the commonly mentioned Paladin. If I can find somewhere to write about it, I'm probably going to. I might pitch it to the Escapist. I've written reviews for them, so I might be able to get it, but it involves a mechanic later that, again, I can't access on this character because I don't have the right adventure packs. You might be noticing a pattern. A lot of this game requires the adventure packs. Normally, those require spending money. However, when I eventually get to Stormreach, I'm going to say how you can actually get them yourself. A lot of people already know, most of the players probably do, but it's useful. However, on more pressing matters, this leads to a wilderness area. The closest thing to this game, to a standard MMO. Now in the little quest box here, there's the mini quests in this area. They can change depending on the area, but for the most part the Everon ones are going to be Slayer, Rare Encounters, and Explorer, which are fairly self-explanatory. Slayer is how many enemies you killed in the area, Rare Encounters is how many named enemies you killed in the area, and Explorer is how many important places you found. Now, I'm going to try and get all of them. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get all the Slayers in this one, but the Rare Encounters I might get lucky enough to get 2. And the Explorer, I can get them all, because they're set locations, they don't change. But I'm definitely going to have to stop talking now, because this is really hurting my arm. Because I'm holding W and Z and pushing D to move right. It's not very pleasant. In case you're wondering what the secondary damage is, that little orb, that is the extra light damage. Wrong button combination. That is what I'm getting from this. If I hit an evil anything, I deal 1d4 damage. I'm not sure what the scale to the 100% melee power means. I am not familiar enough with melee power to understand it. But yeah, it's just that's where the extra damage is coming from, because this is still the tendon slice longsword, so that's the only reason I'm dealing extra damage to these guys. I just say guys because they're all male. So he just got 85 points for just killing people. Ew. The cat, actually, as I finish these two off, in this window, which I opened earlier, there's the Wilderness window, or Wilderness tab, which will show you what you need to do. So, in order to finish this, I need to kill 750 enemies, find all 12 locations, and all 3 rare encounters. Getting all the kills is impossible in one go. because there's maybe 100 enemies in this area at one time. I'd estimate probably closer to 70. I haven't actually counted because I don't really care too much about that. Just considering a lot of them are random spawns. But here comes the first explorer area. Gonna actually switch to the Bane Longsword, because it's honestly a bit more useful. Yeah, if that's what I think it is, I'm basically gonna toss it immediately, because it's kind of fucking pointless now.
A mangled sewer grate leads to an old abandoned Cannith manufactory.
Now if you'll check the mini-map at the top, you'll notice the door is yellow. There's a quest there. There's a quest I have there, actually. I'm not going to be doing it because I'm trying to finish this. I'm not expecting to actually do so. My best guess is 1, maybe 2 of the rare encounters to spawn. But basically, once you hit, like with the Explorer, actually yeah, with all of them, once you hit a certain threshold, thresholds being 1 for the Explorer and rare encounters, and depending on the Slayer, you get an experience bonus. Well, you get XP. For the Explorer and the rare encounter, apparently the rats are evil. You get extra experience for killing it, plus the experience for hitting that. Okay, back up a bit. You get the experience for killing it from the rare encounters. It's a decent bit of experience if you're playing by yourself. Although, to be honest, I really would not recommend running around in the late game places by yourself. Partially because it's difficult. Mostly because they're freaking huge. I think I'm going to try and get all the... I'm going to try and finish the Explorer thing, then I'm going to stop these episodes. Honestly, this is a little boring. This game is quite a bit more fun if I'm just playing for myself. But, well, I started doing this, it's gotten the best response, so I'm going to keep doing it until... And... No. Now that's one rare encounter, that's not going to happen. It's kind of annoying, but expected. That one's not the most common.
Slightly obscured by the falling water.
But I mean, seriously, this is hurting my hand. I succeeded on my own personal listen check.
The rumbling falls converge into a small body of water.
But while I'm thinking about it, on a per kill basis, usually the first Slayer is the most efficient. Because like I got 85 for the first 10 kills, that's 8.5 experience per kill. I'm not sure how much the 50 is going to be. is going to be 205 experience, which is 4.1 experience per kill. But that's also significantly more experience than 85. Or 84, whatever it was. Can't see in a little chat log. I'm not going to really bother with it. But the higher you go, the more experience you get, even though it's less efficient. Fortunately, I'm actually probably going to need to make use of the mem in this. I'm not used to having this small of a quest variety. But here, I mentioned random spawns earlier. This is one of them. This is zombies. This can also spawn as for the human casters, which this actually gives me one more kill than that does, but still. Yeah. Forgot to do that. And here, some rats can spawn instead of the archers. Doesn't really matter. I do get one more kill because there's 4 rats as opposed to 3 archers, but I really hope that pops up soon. I do want to get that part in this video. I might end up just explaining it even if it doesn't pop up. It should, though. If one of the rare spawns actually does spawn, I probably will get to explain it organically instead of just cramming it in here. Honestly, I'm assuming I even have the feature, which I'm pretty sure I do, but well, I'll find out eventually. This is the most common rare spawn, is that I don't think it doesn't ever not spawn, which makes sense because it gives, I think it gives one of the It did give me the piece of loot I was expecting. Not sure how I feel about that. Because what it gives is a ring. If I remember correctly, if that particular spawn drops a ring, it gives you +1 AC. Not particularly useful past now, but it's the first ring you get. Now it's time to go see if the third one's going to pop up. After I see if I got that explorer or not. I don't think I did. But I'm a little obsessive about this stuff. As in, I either try and finish it or I just ignore it. Because I got basically all of the early, on my main account, I've got all of the early quest packs. So between levels 1 and about 6, I'm basically picking and choosing what I want to do. It's kind of hard if I want to get everything done, because I'll usually out-level it fairly quickly. The adventure packs give more experience and better loot. They're also usually a little harder. Some of them. If anyone who's actually played this game far enough is watching, I just want to point out, the pit is free to play. And as one of the quotes for that particular request is, a quote is in, a person said it about it, and not, this is a quote from the quest, "There is not enough alcohol to forget the pit." It is... I want to call it the room of this game, but the room was good to some degree. I'll be able to explain more about why people actually ran the pit once I reach Storm Rage and start a certain quest. I think this will make a lot more sense then, but at this point, a little teaser. The pit is hell. Not literally, that comes after about level 15, but it's hell. This little trick is something I figured out on my own. It's a lot easier to either 5-foot step, which is what I'm doing now, or tumble, which I can't do, through the wall instead of just walking through it, or jumping, which is the main, which was what I did beforehand. It doesn't look like that particular enemy is going to spawn. Normally there's either the named or a Swagged Baron there. Looks like neither of them decided to spawn today. Oh well.
The Sahuagin have turned this tree into a site for sacrifices to the cloud.
So we're gonna kill. I keep thinking it's not going to be in here. Probably gonna end up just shoving it in at the end. It's kind of annoying. I checked to see if I'm actually right in my assumptions on it, but that would basically lead to the discussion about it, which I kind of want to avoid until I know whether or not it's even relevant. Fortunately, I've only got 3 more things to find, which I know where they are. Oh yes, I've done this enough to have memorized basically the entire map. I have a rather bad case of altitis. I make a lot of characters. Most of them don't go anywhere. Like the rogue I made. Got basically through the crypt and got deleted. Mostly because I'd started speccing it to be a 2-handed fighter. Then I looked at the enhancements and like, oh no, he's going to be much more efficient with a freaking great crossbow. Too bad I already took 2-weapon fighting. I was a little peeved at it. I could have fixed it, but it would have required an item I didn't have, and it was at the point where it was just easier to just kill the character, because I wasn't actually enjoying myself with the rogue. Can't take a damn hit. Soulwing's a pain in the ass, because you deal a shit ton more damage if you're sneak attacking, and when you're alone, that's basically impossible. Alright, here's another one. This is actually where I'm going to sell stuff. Interfere stuff. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I've almost got a 100. I think we're going to do that. So I hit 100 Slayers and the last Explorer area. Then I'm going to stop. Seems like a decent compromise. Let's see. Yeah, there are methods and ice spiders out here. So these are literally spiders made out of ice. I don't understand it either. But it amuses me, and yeah. Isn't that enough?
A bone-chilling breeze emanates from the mouth of Misery's Peak.
Six more enemies. I'm not sure they're even... I don't even know if there's 6 more enemies on the map. I have to think. Might be a couple around here, but I'm pretty sure they're all gone. Might be able to get a 3 or 4 in this general area, but I don't think there are any more left. It's not to the point where I can get 100. So I missed a few rats or something. To be honest, this is entirely possible. In case anyone was worried, no, I'm not planning on just screwing around. I'm not gonna completely just run around trying to find the enemies. I'm pretty sure there aren't going to be 5 more, but could be wrong. I'm not gonna waste anyone's time doing that though. We have one more enemy. Ooh, here's one. I need 4 more. Which, to give my honest thoughts, good fucking luck. Yeah, this is... As I find 3 more rat spawns or something. I'm basically out of enemies. I'm out of enemies, I'm not gonna get salty about it. Doesn't get salty about anything, I'd get salty about that bird. That's obviously 2D. Always has been. Okay, I'm just gonna head back to town. I'm pretty sure I've killed everything in the area. And I'm gonna have to check that mechanic. I mean, it's one I like, and it's one I was really happy when they implemented it, because I was actually actively playing when they did. There's also a fairly decent call-out to D&D. It's a fucking monster manual. And I do have it. I have the basic one. Alright, I knew it. Alright, I need 3 more types or 25 more kills. Okay, that explains that. And then spiders, nowhere near it. Humans, also nowhere near it. Rats, also nowhere near it. So yeah, basically I got the first one. There's 6 other volumes. This one, 1 and 2 were free to play. Oh, premium. Okay, that's why. I think. Okay, yeah. The first 2 are free to premium players, which I have to spend money on the game for that. But basically, these come in 3 flavors. You have character deeds, you can see it, but character deeds, account deeds, and mastery rewards. Character deeds are based on character. So, I kill 200 skeletons, I get 300 XP. I kill 900 skeletons, including those first 200, I get another 1200. I kill 15 different kinds of skeletons, I get another 1200. And so on. Those are all for this character and this character alone. The account deeds. I kill 250 skeletons, I get just more stats. I kill 30 types of skeletons, I get more information about them. Then, again, 2,000 more stats. Kill 60 types. I'm honestly not sure if there are that many in the game, but I haven't done every single quest ever, so it might be. And then I get, again, more information. 3,500 skeletons, I get the art, which is this. Now, if I manage to get all 5 of those, I get to see their HP. Not really all that useful, because, again, on the main account, I have that unlocked for hobgoblins. It's kind of useful against named enemies, which count as their own type of enemy in this. There's like there's skeleton archer, then say named skeleton, then skeleton mage, which is actually an arcane skeleton. You know, they're all different types. But yeah, that's when I was pretty damn sure I had these 2, but now I know why. And I know why I was so far off. And I'm glad I actually crammed this in, because I wouldn't have gotten the chance to explain it else otherwise. So, yeah, that's basically it for this episode, or probably 2. Depending on how long the videos are, I might split them up when I went to AFK. So, see you next time. And to that guy in Argentina, who I think is Argentina, who actually watched my first episode essentially all the way through, thanks. You actually have made me feel quite good about myself, and that I'm actually doing something worthwhile.